Scandinavian Airlines, or more commonly referred to as simply SAS. Their branding was also founded some 75 years ago, 3/4 of a century, and the airline has quite therefore the rich history within the aviation industry. With destinations spanning around the globe and being a Star Alliance member, their place within the industry has always felt somewhat present. Still though, it doesn't mean that they have been a carrier that, say, hasn't been presented with unique challenges. Like any airline, it worked hard to overcome such challenges, and in its latest Q2 interim report that was released through a web call that I attended, we learnt more about the status of the airline at the moment. Some of the highlights for the airline included a healthy demand ahead of the summer as the carrier recovers from the scare of the new variant in the early stages of this year that left several people uncertain over where the industry would be headed next. It seems now more than apparent that it was just a minor blip on the grand scheme of things. They're looking forward to their Toronto routes from Copenhagen and Stockholm. In addition, the airline ended the quarter with a solid cash position of SEK 8.5 billion, which is around about 869 million USD at the latest currency conversion rates. As a result, its narrow quarterly loss is definitely improving. However, they still have ways to go and do hope to convert some debt into equity by raising close to $1 billion USD or 9.5 billion SEK. The airline also explored SAS Forward more in depth. This is the name of their business transformation program, similar to something undertaken by Etihad Airways in their own attempts to return to profitability, although SAS have simply just given it this name. And I've covered it here on the channel before. This is because they're a business that have not reached their full potential due to a core structure. In addition, with the pandemic arriving and impacting the airline, they've faced a changing market, with also changing travel patterns. It means the airlines needs to chart a new course for its future, one of SAS Forward's key focuses. However, short-term liquidity is strong for SAS, which is definitely a positive, but they need to make sure that they can maintain this long into the future to be a sustainable airline. Meanwhile, the balance sheet is something that all executives have admitted needs a lot of work. With too little equity and too little debt levels, which as I mentioned, they're trying to work on, but definitely making for not the best combination right there. As leisure travel continues to rebound and business travel slows down, the airline is hoping to see all areas returning as soon as possible to help aid them moving forward. This means that SAS needs to adapt to the changes they've seen. Regarding competition, the airline faces a new landmark landscape that has come with restructured airlines alongside newer airlines joining the fray. However, being SAS, they are hoping that they can fund their green energy transition and of course be appealing to customers simply thanks to their strong brand. Regarding green energy transition, well, sustainable aviation futures are key, and for this group, it's part of their essential goals moving forward. SAS Forward can be achieved ultimately by building upon critical objects, leveraging the SAS brand, competitive unit cost, and improved margins that have lower risk, alongside being at the forefront in the aviation industry for a sustainable future, something I also just briefly touched on. Now, it's over to you. Everything I've discussed in this video, if you have any thoughts, you can let me know down below in the comments. Does SAS Forward intrigue you as to where their future lies? And of course, the adjustments of balance sheets, equity, and debt to hopefully better position themselves for the next decade and onwards. You can let me know, and thank you very much for watching.